Welcome to my channel. If you're here watching me live, why don't you say hello to me and hi to me from whichever city you are in, wherever you're logging in from. I'm back at 9 p.m. India time. I'm right now covering a topic on what to do before you turn up 40 so that you have eventually a successful life. And this first time I came across this material, which I'm talking to you right now, I came across it at the age of 36. And I had 4 years to get done all my assignments, which are supposed to be done before 40. And today, when whatever is your age right now, it doesn't matter. What I would suggest, this same material can help you grow in your life. So pay close attention. If this is the first session of mine, if you are attending, then you can go to my previous section. It is available in YouTube. It is also available in LinkedIn or Facebook, wherever you are observing right now. So what I covered yesterday, just I will recap a little bit. Basic thing I covered was that first and foremost, we have to identify what exactly is our what is who are we? I mean, what is our identity? Until we know that, we will never have a clarity about the future of ours, right? So in that, what did I suggested yesterday? First thing I suggested whom to follow, whom not to follow, and I gave an Arabic quote, and I'll give the same quote today. That he who knows not and knows he doesn't know, that he is a fool. Son him. When somebody who doesn't know and also doesn't know that he doesn't know, worth avoiding them because they are fools. Second group of people, he who doesn't know and he also knows that he doesn't know. They are simple people. They are teachable. You can teach them. You can actually take under your wing. You can mentor them and you can coach them. That's very, very important. And third category, he who knows but he doesn't know that he knows. And these are the group of people who have the potential inside them, but they need some nurturing. Without that, they will not be able to grow. And the last category is somebody who knows and he knows that he knows, and they are worth taking as mentor in your life. I hope you have some mentors in your life like that. If you do not have, then I can assure you peak impact mentorship is definitely going to help you out. All right. So yesterday what I covered was three things I covered. To know yourself, first and foremost, you should know your gift area. And how do you know your gift area? First thing I suggested, that go for career impact assessment. Now, if you do not know what is career impact assessment, I gave a little bit detail yesterday that this is something which can give you your overall personality. What are your strength areas? What are your area of improvement? Which can be a good career path for you? It's an amazing assessment. It can actually save you more than 10 years of hard work. That's the first thing. And based on that, you will be able to identify your gift area. And I told yesterday that my gift area was not technology. Though on paper, I was an electronic engineer, but I started feeling that my gift area is not technology. It is somewhere around people. It's somewhere around communication skill. It is somewhere around inspiring people from failure to success. So I was able to see that eventually I can be a success coach. I can help people to become successful. I can help people overcome their fear. I can help people improve their performance. I was able to see that because of my exposure in while growing up. So I was able to see this can be a good area for me. Then what did I found? What are my opportunities? So on one side, you have to identify your gift. Now, when you know your gift, what is the next thing you should do? Identify your opportunities also, because if opportunities are not there in your gift area, what will happen now? You have gift, but you don't have opportunity. It's like you have all the skill set, but you don't have a job. What do you do with the skill set? It will be very difficult to use it, isn't it? So either you have to find an opportunity or you have to create an opportunity. Either ways, you need an opportunity. And once you do that, then will come the last thing. What is your dream? Now, dream is nothing but your visualization about your future. Very difficult thing to do, by the way, because I mean, when I say dream, a lot of people cannot even fathom what is it. They just survival itself is what they consider as a dream. So that is what I covered yesterday. If you have not gone through it, you can go through my YouTube channel and find out my yesterday's recording. And if you're live right now, why don't you guys say me hello and I'll see who all are there. If I can talk to some of you. So Prabhat is there. Prabhat is from Orissa. He's there. And if anybody is there, you can say hi to me. And I'd like to see before I go for today's topic. Today I have something very important, that what can you do beyond. Once you know yourself, you know your gift area, you know your opportunity, and you know your dreams. From there, second thing you have to do is, what is your important things? In Stephen Covey, they say, right, first thing first. All the calamities in the life begins when we make the second thing as the first thing. Let me start with this. I have seen a lot of people who have massive success, and I coach a lot of executive coaching. And while doing that, I realize a lot of people after one level have a regret. The reason they have a regret is they realize they neglected two things. One is their health and one is their family. All of us are guilty of it. The reason being, now let's understand how our life begins. So till 10th class, I mean, by the time you complete 10 plus 2, your age would be around how much? 18 years. If you're from an English medium background, you'll be 18-year-old. And that age, rarely anybody knows. I mean, they're blessed are those people who will actually have a clarity about their future at that age. But predominantly, people will not have much. Whatever parents and society decides, that is an imposed dream in our mind. And from there, if we are lucky, we can get our real dream. So then what happens? You get into any of these professional colleges. By the time you either engineering or medical science or whichever, any one profession you will choose. And more or less 4 to 6 years will goes in basic studies of developing your skill sets, which can give you earning later on. That is the basic idea. Any professional skill set you'll acquire, doctor, lawyer, journalist, something you will do. That means after 10 plus to 6 years will go probably in getting just your basic degrees. So by that time, what is your age now? 18 years plus 6 more years is 24 years. So 24 years have gone now. And after that, what do you want? More or less, that age, you are like, if you got a good job, I mean, if you want a good job definition is if something you like and salary is decent, then you are happy. Okay, man, whatever I got is great. In between, you'll get married also. So what is the age by now? Mostly by 30, you are married and you are now chasing success. Definition of success at that age will, for most of us, will be acquiring the luxuries which is available is success at the age of 30. What will be your goal? Okay, I want a house in a good area, or some of them will say, man, I don't want to pay the rent, so I want a house at any cost. So they can go in suburb area, whatever. And fundamentally, you will try to acquire a house, you'll try to get a car, and you'll try to settle a family, and you'll have kids. More or less, this is the age from 30 to 35. This is what will happen with you. That you are now married, you have kid, your goals are quite defined, that you want to succeed and settle down. This age, typically what has happened, more or less some bonding and some time has been established. From 35 to 45, most of the people, the only goal they have, typically if you're a boy, your only goal will be how more money can I make? How much more money can I make? How much more money can I make? Predominantly, that is what people happen. Because very few have their passion, which they're chasing their passion or starting their company, or some of them might have experimented this also. What gets neglected in this whole journey is family. We never prior, and I am a victim of it. There was time where if you ask me what is your priority, I would say family is my last priority to worry, because what is there to worry? I mean, family is there, we take it for granted. Now, I never understood this concept that family is important. And once I met John Maxwell and he started coaching me and mentoring me through his calls and through his group masterminds, he at every forum used to send us this idea. What is your priority number one? Success at the price of family or success along with the family? And he said that it's a myth that you cannot become successful with family. And I started understanding few things. I was actually not putting my time into it. For me, I never invested time. It's not that we are busy. I was not putting this as my priority. And then things started changing. So first thing I realized, what should be when I say family, what do I mean by that? That is very, very important. So I got a very simple idea. First, then one day I wrote down, okay, what exactly I want from family. So in my family, there are two components. Number one, obviously my spouse and parents are the two simple, most important parameters. And obviously I have some brothers and all, they're already well settled. So I don't have to worry from their end. But if we talk about predominantly spouse, now how is relationship nurtured in life? Obviously, it is not by money. It is actually by time. And time is the currency which a relationship needs. And how many areas will you put time in? So you're already busy chasing success. So you won't have time for anything else. So then I made it my priority list that, okay, family is my priority. Now, when I say this, only words will not help. You have to, it is a verb, okay? It's not a noun. Actions has to prove, but actions are not matching. And slowly it will eventually create stress in your family life, right? If you don't give time, that wall will start getting formed rather than a bridge. And I was able to see that it is taking a toll on me. And by the time you try to take a peek on your career, if you have not invested time with your family, with your wife, with your kids, you will see a gap is coming up. And then slowly, once it became a priority, I wrote it down. Okay, what I want from my family is this. I want a solid mutual understanding between me and my spouse. Mutual understanding means we can actually see each other. We can feel, okay, this is what the person is trying to say and express. We are done. First thing I wrote it down, okay, we want mutual understanding. We don't want unnecessary fights at home. That's for sure. I mean, there should be a clarity. That means I have to make sure it religiously important that I'm spending time no matter what happens. And in my coaching business, I used to travel almost every weekend. That's how my schedule was. Thanks to pandemic, that now from last 1.5 years, I have not traveled anywhere. So because of that, I'm able to spend more time in home. But at that point in time, my schedule was this. I was doing along with my job also. So for some years, I did my coaching along with the job. And it was along with the job, the life was very hectic. So I was not able to prioritize. Then one fine day, John Maxwell, in one of his mentoring sessions, he says, you know what? You can do one simple idea. I'll give you right now one interesting tip that how you can build your bond with your spouse with a busy schedule. That's amazing concept. Note it down, it will help you big time. Okay. What I found was typically when we want to share something, okay, we don't have the same intensity to share the same concept multiple times. So what happens? We share our topic to somebody. So then I made a point that John Maxwell suggested one good idea. He said, take out one episode of a day, and that episode, make sure you discuss with your spouse, irrespective of where you are. Let's say you're in out of your hometown, wherever you're staying, and you went for some weekend. And typically, this is what used to happen. So when I used to come back from weekend, and Geetika used to ask me, how was the trip? And my standard line would be, yeah, it was great. That's all. I did not have any intensity or energy to talk further about this topic because I felt, what is the point? She will not connect. What I'm doing and what I'm not doing, how will she connect? So I never discussed about it. But then one day I realized this is not going to help. So from that time onwards, what I started making a point was, even wherever I am, I'll call for 15 minutes or 20 minutes and I'll just talk. How was my day? And I'll take out one episode of the day. Okay, I was with the CEO of the company and we had this topic discussed. And just 15 minutes when I started discussing it, just extra 15 minutes of the day, it started creating a bond. It started creating a connection. So the gap was no more a gap. So this is the second thing I want to cover to all of you. To make families a priority. Similarly, then we had kids, and now we have two kids. One is 10-year-old, and another one is 4-year-old now. And when kids started coming, again the question came: how will I prioritize? Because again, we are at the growing phase of our career. Then I found realistically, I will not be able to spend so much of time for sure. But what if I can prioritize 15-20 minutes, small pockets of time? Trust me, it works. See, most of the boys, how they think, okay, I'll do something big, something great. I'll take a whole family to Goa or whole family to Kurg or Uti. We always think in terms of big things. But what I found, when it comes to relationship, it is not the big things which matters. It's the smaller things on a small chunks which eventually become a big thing. So when we think of big things, okay, yearly one vacation will take, trust me, that cannot create much a difference. The difference will be when you do small things in a day. Then I started making it a priority. That how about at least 5 to 10 minute slot 3 times a day. If I can find out that, that is much better. And it started working because see, kids, they have a lot of energy. You spend 10 minutes with them and play with them, you will be rejuvenated and they are rejuvenated. That's a small bonding it developed. Then I found what other common activity I can do. So we started taking shower together. We started doing some activities which anyways I was supposed to do. I started involving them in my activities. So two things I did. So what I'm trying to suggest right now, if family is your priority, first make it a list. Okay, success along with the family is the best success you can have. So how do you make it a priority? Very simple. First, identify who are your family members. You cannot serve the whole world. Trust on me. You have to be limited because energy is a limited thing. And when it is limited, find out one or two people who you believe, okay, these are my important stuff. I'm not going to neglect them. Those one or two people you put in your to-do list and make it a point that this nurturing is happening on a daily basis, because nothing big can happen overnight. Small things. You try doing these two things, it will definitely help you out. Now, the third priority which I would say, so till now we have covered two things which is to do before you turn out to be 40. The first thing, know yourself. In that, what I recommended, do your CIR, career impact assessment, try to know your gift area, try to know your opportunities, and then your dream. Then I said, second priority, what is most important to you? Is family important to you? I mean, you have to decide. For me, it was. So if family is important, then allocate 10% of your time, 5%, something on a daily basis, not some big thing. I mean, if big thing can happen, that is great, but don't rely on weight on the big things. Small things eventually can become bigger thing, okay? Then third thing, which is quite a bigger thing, so I'll talk about a little bit today, and other part of it I'll talk tomorrow. Third thing you have to do is find out what is your priority. I'll say, man, I'm very clear. My priority is to become rich. My priority is to become successful. My priority is to become famous. Whatsoever your priority, write it down. So I found 3 things I'll give you out of priority. How to determine priority? You can write it down. If you are right now just watching it on live or you're watching in recording, write down these 3 things. If you want to know what is your priority, there are 3 things 3 R's of priority. Number 1, what is required of you? First and foremost, what is required of you? Second thing is, what can give you maximum return? So one is requirement. Second is, what can give you maximum return? And the third thing is, what is the most rewarding? Now, if you see these 3 R's are not easy to find out. What is required of you? So I one day wrote it down. I took a pen and paper. Okay, what is required of me? Then I found, okay, in career-wise, my career, my job, or my business needs these things from me. Okay, write it down. I have to do this. These are my deliverables. This is most important. In family front, this is required of me. In health front, this is required of me. So first write down what is required of you. Once that requirement is defined, then next it comes what will give you maximum return. Now this is quite interesting. If I have two opportunities to work on, and if I have clear picture what is required of me, then the only thing I have to do right now is which can give me maximum return. I don't have to invest my time on everything in the world. What gives me highest return? Then I realize the highest return for me is not going to be in the profession which I am. My highest return will come if I start investing time and money on my personal growth. And I started investing on myself. Requirement, that return came. And what is most rewarding? I found for me the most rewarding thing is when I'm adding value in people's life. When I'm doing something which can impact their personal life, which can impact their growth, which can help them to go and perform to their peak. That was most rewarding to me. When I'm doing this session, it is rewarding to me. So it is no more work for me. So what is rewarding to you? What is required of you? What gives you highest return? And what is the most rewarding thing? If you know these three are, finding out priority is very easy. Then secondly, the priorities, I'm sure if you find out these three things, you can very easily write down. But what is the problem? The problem you'll face is how do you maintain those priorities? That is the most difficult part. So let me ask you this today. If you're observing right now, tomorrow when I'll come back for the same session, I'll talk about in terms of example. So write down 3 or 4 things what is required of you. Okay, this is the first assignment I'll give you. What are the 3 or 4 things which is required out of you in terms of a career, in terms of family, and anything which you believe are important for your life? What is required out of you in those areas? Then write it down what will give you the highest return. Because today is an era where we have more opportunities than we can handle. There was a time 20 years back when opportunities were limited. Today, opportunities are more. So if we are not clear what will give us highest return, we may end up wasting our time. And then third most important thing is what satisfies your soul. What is something which you never see or watch and do? You just do it because you are happy about it. If these 3 things are known, then it is very, very easy. And once that is done, then question is how do you maintain priority? For this, I'll give you 3 E's of maintaining your priority. Number 1, evaluate. First, evaluate. What do you evaluate? Evaluate means where are you right now? Evaluation works on a very simple fundamental. Where you stand right now. Okay. In 2008, when I started realizing that one fine day I have to become a successful coach and successful mentor and trainer, I just started getting a picture in my mind that someday I have to become an inspirational speaker in the world or something I'm doing which can inspire and impact people. So then I said, let me evaluate. So I evaluated that, okay, I am working in Qualcomm as a full-time job. The only thing I'm having is weekend. That too, many times there will be release time. And when release time comes, there's no Saturday, Sunday. It's work which is there. So somewhere I'm having leisure time. Okay. Then I realized, as of now, I do not have skill sets. I have ambition, but skill sets are missing. Then I wrote down what skill sets I'm talking about. Okay, I need to learn coaching. I need to learn some development. I need to understand leadership. I have to invest on myself. And that point in time, my age was how much? 30. So I made a resolution that every day, 2 hours, I will invest on my education. So I evaluated. So once I evaluated, I knew, okay, this is my ambition. As of now, I stand here. My destination is there. From here to there, these are the infrastructures I need to build. And these are the skill sets I need to develop. And I have to put some daily agenda basis. So I started putting on a weekly basis, okay, this much of time I have to do. And then I started, and on top of it, what I realized, this whole thing cannot be done alone. Now, it's just example, you want to reduce your weight. And if you want to reduce your weight and you're still with your old fat people who are good friends, you cannot become thin anymore. I can promise you, no matter how much of willpower you have, you will unnecessarily go into guilt mode because you have to change your association. So if you want to reduce your weight, what is the first thing you need to do? Find out an association which is health conscious. Be part of a health community, which is actually focusing on healthy habits. That's what it was exactly 2016, 15, 16, I lost 17. Yes, I remember 17. I lost around 17 kgs. And trust me, at that point in time, when I was reducing my weight, I intentionally disconnected myself from all my fat friends. Intentionally, because I knew if I stay with them, they will unnecessarily talk, oh man, he's in dieting, he will not eat this food, he will not eat that food, and they'll make a fun out of me. So why to even go to those parties where I have to do these sacrifices? Why not go to a place where people are healthy? They're health conscious. They're not even offering me those sweets. They're offering me some healthy snacks. They're offering me watermelon. They're offering me pomegranate. They're not offering me any sweets, which is my favorite, by the way. So then I understood, okay, association has to change. Same thing I realized. When I evaluated, I found at present my association is only with those people who are focusing on their corporate goal alone. No harm, nothing harm in that, but that is not my goal anymore. I want to become a life coach. I want to become a trainer. I want to become a speaker. So what should I do? Then find out an association which is doing this. That's it. And will this association come free of cost? I hope so, but it didn't happen that way, because people, why would they invest time with me? Simple. Any successful person, why would he waste his time with me? There has to be a reason. So you have to take paid service from them. And I started being part of paid masterminds. And to date, I mean, from 2008 till 2021, it is 13 years I am part of masterminds. Only thing is, my masterminds have been expanding year after year after year. And I always make sure that I am not the topper in that class. If you are the topper of your class, let me tell you, you are in the wrong class, because you lost the growth plateau for yourself. You have to find some more bigger associates which can help you, which can stretch you to grow. So this is very important. But evaluate. So evaluate all these parameters: where you are standing today, what is your strength area, where you need to go, and what infrastructure you have, what resources you have, what skills you need to develop. Those things, until you are clear, you cannot succeed. So that's very, very important. Evaluate part. After evaluate, the most difficult part is eliminate part. Now, this is not easy, I can assure you. You know what? Elimination is so difficult. So let's take the example of weight loss. So now to reduce my weight, now I have to eliminate what? My favorite. What is my favorite? Sweets. I love them, okay? Now I have to remove my sweets. I have to remove my interesting foods, which I love to eat. I have to remove them. Okay. Another thing, I have to become a life coach now. So it means I have to read leadership books. I have to read a lot of things. So what do I need to remove? What do I need to eliminate? I have to eliminate my time, which was going in chit chatting, my time, which was going in unnecessary web browsing. Those time has to be cut now. Now, trust me, it's just very easy to hear, but very difficult to do. Eliminate is not easy, because we do not want to let go anything which we love. And it's like, if you want to achieve great, you had to eliminate good from your life, not bad, good. If you want to achieve greatness, you have to eliminate the good things from your life to achieve the great thing in your life. And that elimination was so difficult, so difficult. I was wasting a lot of my time in a lot of other areas. Everybody wastes our time 3 to 4 hours. And those 3 to 4 hours, I'll tell you what all things I started eliminating. I used to waste a lot of time in the office. Almost 1.5 hours we used to do. After lunch, we used to just roam around for half an hour, 45 minutes, chit-chatting, going for 4 to 5 times coffee. And not only coffee, we'll stand there and talk to somebody for 15 minutes. I realized, man, this time has to be now eliminated. I cannot afford to waste my time like this. Rather complete my work in 5 to 6 hours so that I can invest my time in my business, which I want to grow in my life along with my job. So elimination was the most difficult. So, Jim Collins said this. This is an amazing line. He said, before you make a to-do list, why not make a not to-do list? That is most important. And trust me, this list can help you more strongly. So find out what all you need to eliminate from your life. And that will be the most difficult part, because we are all the creature of habit. And breaking habit is not easy. So let me add you this habit story, and we'll end today, and then I'll recover the same part tomorrow, and I'll take you from there. So let me end you with this story of habit. 1990s, Massachusetts University was doing a research on the habits, how habits are formed and where it is formed in our head. So what they did was, they took in a laboratory, they took rats to just scan their brain. So it was almost minus 30 degrees sort of temperature was there, and rats were inside. It was total pitch dark, and they dissected the skull of it and put a lot of nodes into it to actually measure the basic signals. I mean, how the vibrations are happening in their mind when any activities they are doing, what sort of signals are coming in their mind. That was the whole idea, to actually measure the brain activity. That was the whole idea. So what they did was, it was totally dark, so rats cannot see it. And in between, they put a wall. Small, there was a maze. Inside this maze, they put a wall in between so that the rats cannot cross that wall. And they hid somewhere in the chocolate. So chocolate were hid in the right side. So initially, rat do not know. The only thing they can smell, okay, some chocolate smell is coming. So what the rat started doing was, they started scratching. They started scratching the wall. They started scratching everything, but they could not figure out where is the chocolate. So what to do now? After doing a lot of effort, and while they were doing this, scanning their brain, what sort of brain activity is happening, they saw that a lot of turbulence is happening in their brain, because they're looking, they're hunting for the food, and they're not getting where is the direction of the food. So a lot of brain activities are happening. Eventually, they stumbled on the chocolate and they got it. So, and then second time when they went, So now once they found the chocolate, they kept the location of the chocolate in the same place for almost 7 to 8 days so that the rat can go and hunt the chocolate. Second time, third time. When the rat started getting the chocolate fourth time, the brain activity literally fell down to 10%. There was no brain activity anymore because now the rat is sure where the chocolate, he has to just go and collect and eat and be happy. Then what they did intentionally was change the position of the chocolate. Now this time from right side, they put it in the left side. Again, now rat is in tension. What to do now? He went and he's finding in his regular place, chocolate is not there. Again, they saw that lot of turbulence in the brain. That activity of the brain has increased. Man, where is the chocolate? Where is the chocolate? Again, this almost they hunted for half an hour, 45 minutes. Finally, the rat got the chocolate. Now, again, the same episode happened. They kept it in the left-hand side now for some time. Almost 4-5 times they kept it, and the rat is going. So now the brain has got two neural paths. One is on the right-hand side, one is on the left-hand side. Then strategically what they did was, once the brain is now ready to take the chocolate from the left-hand side, they took it out and again put it on the right-hand side. This time what they saw was, when the rat migrated from left-hand to right-hand side, this time the migration habit was already in the mind. So the brain turbulence was very less. Now what am I trying to say from this story? A very simple point. The habits which are formed in our mind will not be deleted overnight. Actually, nothing is getting deleted. So why I'm saying eliminate those things, what will happen is the way we have formed our habits, those habits will force us to again and again and again and again and again reach to the same place. Because it takes time, right? As the brain signals are going at a random speed and rapid speed to really find a new signal. So brain is naturally lazy. He'll say, man, why are you trying to do new thing? That is why elimination become difficult, because now you're trying to develop a new pattern in your life, new habits in your life, and old habits are dragging you. They're pulling you down. It's not easy. Trust on me, it's not easy at all. And that is the reason you will need this mastermind association, which will help you, which will force you to grow to your full potential. So let me wrap it up today's talk, and I'll come back again tomorrow at the same time, and I'll take it from there. So what I covered till now is in two sessions. The first session I covered that first and foremost, let us identify who we are. What is our strength area? What is our passion area? What is the area where we can actually grow? And for that, I gave you 3 things to cover. And you can go to my yesterday's talk and you can get a clarity about it. And after that, what I said today, what is your priority? And in the priority side, you have to identify basically is family your priority. And if family is your priority, I give a very simple idea. Write down exactly what outcome you want from a family front in next 10 years. Because career is important, nobody can deny. But a career with a wrong unhappiness in family, I don't think you will be having interest in that area. So what I suggested here, based on my coaching experience, that rather than aiming for some big things, which most of the boys think, okay, I'll do something big one day, something gigantic one day, what I'm suggesting is start with something small today. Take baby steps, one step, slowly. And those steps eventually accumulate for big thing. And I gave you 2 examples that when I was traveling, I made it a point that I'll talk for 15 to 20 minutes rather than waiting for a big thing. I started investing 15 to 20 minutes. Same thing I recommended for kids, that rather than thinking something big, why not take 5 to 10 minutes of 3 slots? That's enough. More, find some common activity which you can do. That will nurture your relationship, but that is how you'll settle a family life. Because trust on me, if by 40 your family life is not settled, from 40 to 60 of your career, when you can actually grow to the maximum in terms of salary, in terms of your income from business, whatever you want to do, 40 to 60 you can make a lot of money, provided that by 40 you've settled your family life. If family life is not settled by 40, when you're trying to grow in your career, your family will hunt you and you'll find very difficult to succeed. So that's what I said in finding out your family. And then what I said, find out your priority. Now, how do you define your priority? What I said was 3 R's. What is required of you? What will give you highest return? And what is rewarding to you? What satisfies your soul? That is very, very important. Once you know that, and I told you an assignment today, that when tomorrow, when you meet up again, write down this. What is required of you? What gives you highest return? And what is rewarding for your soul? Once you find that, then comes how do you maintain those priority? And in that, I gave you first evaluate where you are, what is your present situation, where you're standing, what can you do, and then eliminate. And in elimination, I gave you an example of habits. So that's what I covered today, and I'll take it further from there tomorrow, and I'll tell you how to estimate things and how estimation will go wrong, and what should you do when things go wrong. That's what I wanted to cover. It was great talking to you. Let me see if anybody is there. If you can send me some questions, some message, I would like to see. So I see Abhishek Mahanti is there, Prabhat Misra is there, Amrendra Samal is there, Prem is online. I see Lalit also. I see Ashish Patnaik. Ashish Patnaik saying it's really helpful session. Thank you, Ashish. Then we see Manish is also there. So good. It was great talking to all of you. Looking forward to meet you tomorrow. By the way, if you have not subscribed to my channel yet, you can subscribe. And I have given already some hints. If you want to download my latest ebook, you can download it. It will help you to find out your 4 principles of transformation. So here goes my latest book. Already it is in the comment box. You can see in the comment box and you can subscribe. And if you want to be my mailing subscription, you can subscribe for my mailing subscription where you'll get some educational email as almost weekly. Once you can get some couple of mails from my side. And if you want, you can 2 of my podcast based on today's talk. I can recommend you 2 of my podcast. One is on how to eliminate your comfort zone and how to be victorious. These 2 podcasts can definitely help you. Go through them. It will be helpful. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to send me the questions. I would like to take it in my next session. So if I see any other comments, otherwise we are done for the day. It was great talking to all of you. See you tomorrow. Thank you so much.